for more information. Well, do you find yourself feeling overwhelmed and disorganized? Our next guest can help. She is a nationally acclaimed speaker, syndicated columnist, and president of Smart Ways to Work right here in Oakland. Please welcome Odette Pollar. Hi, Odette. Thank you so much for coming. Because
Thank you.
I know a lot of our moms at home feel like they don't have enough time. Can we get more time?
Absolutely. One of the easiest ways to do that is just because you have a time-saving piece of equipment, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to fill the time you save with activity.
Oh, you mean like if you have a gadget or a high-tech gadget that helps you save time, whatever it is?
Exactly. Don't fill that extra time with activity, and that's what we do. The fact that we can balance our checkbook at 10 o'clock at night doesn't mean that we should.
Right.
You know, and just because we're there doesn't mean we need to check our email. You know, really think about how we're going to use our time. Don't just suck it up in activity.
That is a good point, because if we have time, I know a lot of moms, they just fill it with other things to do.
Exactly,
you know?
rather than stepping back.
That's true, that's true. So now, with your company, Smart Ways to Work, you teach people what, to get organized?
Absolutely, how to get organized, how to manage time. I work in companies a lot, helping people work more easily. Not trying to cram more into every second, but how do you delegate better? How do you handle information?
Yeah.
Because information is a huge issue.
What do you notice the biggest problem with all your clients? I mean, what's the biggest complaint or the biggest problem they have?
It's usually around information overload. There's more to do, more to understand, more to read, and how do you do it all? There are only 24 hours in the day. How can you do it all? And so I help them calm down and sort out what matters from what doesn't truly matter.
Okay, I get organized with lots of notes. To-do lists at work, my computer is filled with Post-it notes. All around the monitor, you know? I'm like, ooh, one Post-it note gone. I've done that. But you say that might not be the good thing to do.
My concern about Post-it notes is that you have too many places to look to figure out what to do.
That's true.
Is it in a stack on the desk? Is it in the upper left? Is it on your chair? Is it on a Post-it note? Is it on the phone? If you only have one place to look, one long list, I don't care if it's 3 pages, I care that there's a single location to make a decision about how I should spend my time. Don't be scattered, because scattered takes psychic energy.
Okay. So you say lists are good, but maybe not Post-it notes all over the place.
No,
but to-do lists are definitely good.
Very important, because then you can set priorities. By the way, you may not be aware of this, but the goal of the to-do list is not to do everything on the list. The purpose of the list is to remember, then to set priorities, then to decide what to do. Just because it makes the list doesn't automatically mean you do it. It's a decision-making process.
Now, how do you help these women, mothers at home, make these decisions on what's more important and what can just, you know, stay on the list for, you know, a couple more weeks?
Well, there are a couple of ways that you can do this. What stays on the list? If there's no critical deadline, there's nothing, you know, vital, you know, approaching that, you know, if there's no real problem, if it waits. But what I want people to do, rather than think about what can I put off, is look at all of the things that are on that list and say, if I didn't do 3 of these or 6 of these, what would truly happen? And if the answer is
nothing,
not all that much, there's your line. Now deal with what's above that line. Because if you think about it, when somebody gets a medical diagnosis, something really important, have you noticed how priorities get cleared up that quickly? Just so-and-so has cancer. We will not be doing this, this, and this. Don't wait for the diagnosis.
Wow.
Really think about how you want your time and the quality of your life to be. Because scattered isn't high quality, it's just scattered.
That makes perfect sense. What about for people working at home, like they've got their home life and their work life all mixed together? What would you recommend for that?
Separate that immediately. If you have a home office, I don't care if it's a room, I don't care if it's only a desk, but only keep work-related items there. Keep personal files and activities separate, because automatically you know where something work-related must be and where home-related items are. So just do that as a separation. It's also easier for your family to know if it's personal, they don't need to be looking in your work area for something that they're missing.
So this is mommy's space, just stay away. This is mommy's workspace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I read, the producer put this question on my little card. You have a rule about touching paper. What does that mean?
Everybody has heard that if you touch a piece of paper, you only want to handle it once. But a lot of people can't do that. Right. So here's what I teach people. I don't care how often you touch a piece of paper, so long as you move it one step closer to completion.
Okay, so don't just keep picking up your to-do list and just like, okay, and putting it back down.
Exactly. And by the way, one step closer to completion does not mean moving it from the upper right-hand corner of the desk to the upper left. That does not count.
Right.
Okay?
That's very good. So you get the list out, you say, okay,
set priorities on it.
one thing, I'm going to do that right now, and then put the list down.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so a lot of people feel overwhelmed though when they, like you said earlier, when moms and women have more time, they use that time. It's just kind of like almost.
It's automatic.
It is automatic. So how do you pull away? What do you tell? How do you tell them to relax or separate themselves from that?
Well, it's really interesting because that's related to the question, how do you get more time for yourself?
Right.
Well, if you take care of your family, how do you do that? You use the same strategy that you use to get your kids where you want them to be that you do for yourself. So what does that mean? You say, yes, I will get my child to their particular event. So how do you remember that? It goes on the calendar. Where does the calendar live? You carry it with you. You do the same thing for yourself. So start small. Getting time for yourself means, say, once a month you want half a day for yourself. Schedule it for the year.
Schedule that half day once a month for the year.
For the year. And once that becomes norm, then you can do every other week. But start slowly. It's not an all or nothing.
Okay, that is good. That is very good. Odette, you have to stay here because she's going to give us tips that will help us organize everything. Right. Stay with us.
Coming up later, mood swings, weight gain, and acne. What's best for your body when it comes to birth control after 40? Later on The View from the Bay.